Indie tactical shooter World War III seems to be making considerable progress, especially when compared to Battlefield 2042. Activision announced a new Warzone mobile game, and EA showed off their Dead Space remake on This Week in Gaming. Battlefield 2042's 3.3 update launched to a lackluster reaction. It introduced an actual scoreboard and some minor bug fixes. The scoreboard shows both teams in separate columns as well as player stats like KD, score, and revives. And while any important to the game is certainly welcome, the general reception to this update has not been great. Players still want significant redesigns and, most importantly, new content. Unfortunately, though, the story hasn't changed, which means that we're not getting new content like maps and weapons until Season 1 launches this summer. That's a long time to wait for what many believe are essential additions to keep the game online. Indie tactical FPS World War III also received a critical update this week, and before we get into that update, I've got a quick word from today's sponsor. If you're a guy, you have a 2 out of 3 chance of experiencing hair loss by the age 35, and it can be tough losing what makes you look like you. The good news is today's sponsor Keeps offers clinically proven treatment to prevent hair loss. You can't get back what you've already lost, but even if you've already started losing some hair, the sooner you start using Keeps, the more you'll save. Now, Keeps does everything online and through the mail, so you'll never have to make time for a doctor's appointment or pharmacy pickups. Talk to their expert medical advisors 24/7 and find a routine that works for you. They ship everything directly to your door, and Keeps offers refill reminders so you never miss a treatment. Just visit keeps.com/levelcap and they'll walk you through everything. While it can take anywhere between 4 and 12 months to start seeing real results, I think these before and after photos really speak for themselves. Again, prevention is key, and the sooner that you act, the more hair you'll save. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/levelcap or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/levelcap. Alright, getting back to World War III's update, it's a complete overhaul to the game's audio. First and third person weapon sounds, bullet hits, melee sounds, footsteps, and more were tweaked or remade from scratch. The community reception to this improvement has been overall positive. It brings the game's audio quality up to a much higher standard. However, players are still eager for improvements in other areas of the game. World War III's gunplay, animations, and lack of map variety do still leave a bit to be desired. With 2042 and World War III both averaging similar player counts on Steam, you'll probably see a lot of people comparing them now. World War III draws heavy inspiration from Battlefield, but it's certainly not a carbon copy by any stretch. Expectations for World War III are also much lower since it's an indie title. And comparing the two games seems more academic than practical, but it's still interesting to see how similar games in the modern military FPS genre are shaping up. Activision announced Call of Duty Warzone Mobile and is currently hiring developers to work on it. No release date has been set for the game yet. It's very early in development. Some of the job listings include UI designers, product managers, and producers. These positions are advertised across numerous Activision studios like Benox, Digital Legends, and Demonware. Warzone Mobile will be designed from the ground up as a unique experience instead of a direct port. According to leaker Tom Henderson, playtesting for Warzone Mobile will allegedly happen later this year. Valve's latest free-to-play game, Aperture Desk Job, has some interesting references hidden in its code. It's basically a tech demo for the Steam Deck set in the shared Portal and Half-Life universe. Renowned data miner Tyler McVicker has uncovered several descriptions and references to something called Citadel. It sounds like a real-time strategy game with VR integration, multiplayer co-op, and more based on Half-Life. He also found references to a Half-Life Alyx sequel. Hints about the long-rumored Source 2 overhaul of Counter-Strike Global Offensive were also uncovered. It's tough to say what any of these leaks actually mean. Valve is notorious for scrapping projects constantly. In CSGO's case, the Source 2 engine upgrade has been happening in bits and pieces for years. Seeing some sort of massive overhaul or upgrade seems unlikely, but it is possible that substantial changes are in the works. In other Valve news, they released Windows drivers for their portable PC console on the Steam Deck. These drivers offer improved performance and let users run Windows instead of the integrated Steam OS. The drivers aren't perfect yet. Audio only works on USB-C and Bluetooth connections. You'll also need a USB-C hub to install Windows, and only Windows 10 is supported at the moment. It's clear Valve still have issues to work out, but sales of the Steam Deck and reviews are still very strong. The Dead Space remake is rumored to ship sometime in 2023. Rumors had suggested that the game would release later this year, but industry insider Jeff Grubbs says things have changed. He says EA were too ambitious with their initial release date and delayed the game to give the devs more time. EA hosted a live stream on YouTube yesterday where devs talked about the game's audio design. They expressed how they are staying faithful to the original game but improving various areas. During the gameplay demo, the devs showed off massive improvements to the spatial audio and how in-game objects can obstruct sound and frequencies. Some of the game's weapons were also showcased with their vastly improved audio quality over the originals. Indie digital game storefront itch.io published a fundraiser bundle for Ukraine. It's a collection of nearly 1,000 titles for a minimum purchase price of $10. The games on offer come from over 700 different indie teams across different genres. Its original target goal was $100,000, but it flew past that in the first hour. Since then, higher and higher goals have been set and broken. Right now, the fundraiser's goal is $4 million. It'll likely be met this weekend. John Romero, the co-creator of the original Doom game, also released a brand new level for Doom 2 to raise money for Ukraine. The level, titled One Humanity, cost $4 to play, with all revenue generated going straight to the Ukrainian Red Cross. So far, over $27,000 have been raised. Popular gaming brand Razer unveiled a new lineup of streaming gear: a Bluetooth microphone called the Siren BT, a rival mixer to the incredibly popular Go XLR Mini called the Razer Audio Mixer, and the Razer Keylight Chroma, an RGB light that will surely compete with Elgato's offerings. The Audio Mixer in particular is getting a lot of favorable reviews despite being more expensive than the competition. It'll give streamers more control over their sound mixing than the Go XLR Mini does. Insanely popular and occasionally controversial streamer Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch in 2020 for unknown reasons. He challenged Twitch's decision with a lawsuit, but neither Doc or Twitch publicly disclosed anything about the ban. This week, however, Dr. Disrespect posted on Twitter that the legal dispute has been resolved in a settlement, saying neither party admits to any wrongdoing. In a follow-up post, Dr. Disrespect confirmed that he will not return to Twitch. It's still unknown why exactly that Twitch banned him. And now that things have been settled legally, there's a good chance that we just may never know the truth. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga got a new developer diary video. The different members of the dev team discussed the work put into the game's massive open world. It'll incorporate planets and characters from across the Star Wars universe, even the spin-off TV shows. They recently announced that players who purchased the deluxe edition of the game will receive early access to characters from The Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, Rogue One, and Solo. The Skywalker Saga is set to launch this April and acts as a reboot of the LEGO game franchise with gameplay designed from the ground up. Before we get to our final topic today, we'd love to hear your thoughts on World War III creeping in on Battlefield's territory. Do you think it could finally replace Battlefield as the sandbox modern military FPS king, or is it too small and unpolished to compete with the juggernaut? Let us know in the comments. Boutique PC company Artisan Builds shut down after extreme backlash this week. During a giveaway livestream, the company's CEO denied one of the winners a prize because he deemed their channel too small. This was particularly unfair as the giveaway didn't have any requirements other than to use an affiliate link when entering. The backlash to this decision tanked their public image overnight. They have suspended all activities and are looking for public funding to rebuild the company. According to a report by Gamers Nexus, this backlash isn't the sole reason the company went under. Their business license was apparently suspended due to some sort of tax issue. What the future holds for Artisan Builds is anyone's guess. And that wraps it up for this week in gaming. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.